Because we're crazy young folks, what we like to do is this. Ah, the smell of boat diesel, bunker diesel, whatever it is. This is e-Niro. Getting back to the UK. Look at all the... Oh look, you can see the Fawley oil refinery in the distance. Over there. The Isle of Wight ferry. So here we are in the UK, our first stop, having come off the ferry at Portsmouth to Winchester, where I'm going to meet my daughter, which will be wonderful. I haven't seen her for a long time. The thing is, I just forget how bad it is trying to get parked anywhere in the UK. Winchester is a lovely place, but my goodness, the parking's a nightmare. But just here in this car park, where there are no spaces, there are 2 electric vehicle charging points, and just next door is a Honda E, which I've never seen one before. Never seen one in France, never seen one at all. I cannot get any pass card to work on this charger. It's called MER, Winchester City Council. There's one car plugged in and charging. It's the Honda E. I've tried the ChargeMap card, the Kia Charge card, my UK bank card, my French bank card. Cards are all refused. But we've got to park somewhere, so we're going to be plugged in, pretending to be charging, and go and have a look at Winchester Cathedral. Yeah, so key e-Niro Diaries, Wednesday, 27th of October. I'm on the A34 going north. Unfortunately, our plans to charge near where my daughter lives in Winchester didn't pan out. When we came here 2 years ago, Sainsbury's had 4 charging points. You just turned up and you plugged in. There was no need to have an app or anything like this. Now they want the PodPoint app and you have to activate it, but then it turns out that none of the chargers are working. In fact, when I phoned up PodPoint, they said, oh, those chargers haven't worked for 3 months. So I said, well, are you planning to repair them then? Don't know. So we've had absolutely no luck at all getting charged. I mean, I took my daughter into Otterbourne today just to get her car for MOT and service, and there was a Polar charger there. I thought, great, I'll just get 10 minutes on this, out of order. So not impressed so far. Yeah, first time I've been back to the UK, as I say, for a couple of years. It's damp. That's one thing that comes to mind when you think about the UK. And so far, no chargers working. Anyway, we're on our way up to Buckingham. Got 214 kilometres of range, which is still from the charging we did in France. And it's about 130k up there, so we should be alright. And apparently the PodPoint chargers at the Tesco's are working, according to the guy that I phoned yesterday. So fingers crossed then. So Monday the 1st of November, and we just had a really nice couple of days down in Taunton. Not a place I've been to before, but that's where my son lives now, so that was great to see him and his partner. Dropped Mrs. e-Niro off at Taunton Station this morning. She's going to be working for a couple of weeks over in Bath, so she was getting the train to Bath. So I set off back towards Newbury, where my sister lives. We managed to get we've managed to get about 700 kilometres of free range since we got to the UK. The initial disappointment of not being able to charge at Sainsbury's in Winchester, which we could do before, all those chargers, as I say, were no longer in operation. But while we were in Buckingham, where we stayed for 3 days, managed to get 2 long sessions at Tesco's. I think it's a maximum of 4 hours you can have, but the hotel was pretty much next door to Tesco's, so we didn't have any problem sort of leaving that there. And then we got onto a rapid charger at IKEA in Milton Keynes, which turned out to be free. So put about another 120 kilometres on there while we were looking around and having something to eat there. And then in Taunton, where my son lives, was about 5 minutes walk away from Tesco's, and so we did 2 sessions there, Saturday and Sunday, added about another 250, 300 kilometres there. So yeah, I started off with 350k today, drove up the M5 around Bristol, the M4, and made my way along the M4 to Newbury. And somebody on the e-Niro owners Facebook page in the UK kindly informed me that there are some brand new Shell recharge chargers at Tot Hill Services, just south of Newbury, and here they are. There are 4 of them. One of them isn't working, but the other 3 are. Now I was down at 33%, and it's not a cold day. It's about 11-12 degrees, and I've just driven 200 kilometres up from Somerset. So I thought the battery would be warm and I'd be able to take on board about, 44 at least. I don't know what these are. Shell recharge. I don't know. It doesn't tell you what their maximum capacity is. Oh, actually, I might be able to find that out. Just hang on. So these Shell recharge chargers have a dial on them. It's sort of rather novel. I've never seen a charger quite like this before. And it's like a speedo, and it goes all the way around to 360 kilowatts. So Thursday the 4th of November, and it's just about 20 past 4, and I'm back at the Shell Recharge. It's a brand new set of chargers. Says it goes up to 175 kilowatts, but on the dial on that big screen there, it goes up to 360. Whether they've got plans to upgrade it, although obviously doesn't matter to me, I can only take 70, 75. Anyway, let's go and plug in, see if it works. So here's where a little bit of planning is required. Probably wouldn't be a problem if this was a Tesla, but I like this car. So I got to go down. I'm going next to Winchester to see my daughter. She's going to furnish me with some dinner. Then I'm getting the 10:45 sailing from Portsmouth. Got a cabin, so I'll hopefully get some sleep. So I'm going to be doing about 100 kilometres to get down there, and when I get across the other side, I've got about 435, 440 kilometres to do. Now, when we came up, we noticed there was a charger at Carrefour. That's the one we used before we got on the boat, and I'm hoping that's going to be working, because what my plan is to roll off the boat, which is always a bleary-eyed experience at silly o'clock in the morning, find this charger and get myself maybe at least up to 80%, which at this time of the year, well, it's going to be about 350, 380k. Then I get down to Le Mans, which is 170, 180k, and there's a Total one there, but it's like 44 pence a minute, and it's really not that fast. I'll only take 40, 45 kilowatts from it at the best. So I don't want to spend too long there. And then further down between Le Mans and Poitiers, there are two other chargers with a company I've never used before, but gets good reviews, and they're far cheaper. They're just off the motorway, literally like a kilometre or two off the auto route. So I'm planning, I'm on my own. I'm tired. I will be tired because it's just me driving, and you can't guarantee what kind of sleep you're going to get on the boat. So my plan is to stop at least twice, maybe 3 times, and conserve. Just got to get home safely. Let's see how we go. We're now charging at 40 kilowatts, and I'm at 45%. Yeah, okay, see how we go. So I've been here 19 minutes, gone from 43% to 57%. Charging speed has just dropped from 40 to 34. Just coming up to 13 kilowatt hours added. And it just occurred to me that, Shell Recharge, these are brand new chargers, and they're charging 41 English pence per kilowatt hour. And how does that compare with what's just over here? So if I spent £6.84 at this charger, which I've already done actually, it's going to be more than that, but if I spent the equivalent of a gallon of petrol or diesel at 6.84, and I'm paying 41 pence per kilowatt hour, that gives me enough juice to drive 69 miles. So obviously, it's about 4 times the price of what certainly I pay for electricity at home, but I'm still quids in over a petrol or diesel car doing 50 to the gallon at the current prices of fossil fuels. So interesting. So yeah, we're up to 60% now, but a couple of percent ago it dropped off to 22 kilowatts. Doesn't really matter. I'm in no rush. Don't want to get there too early. My daughter's a teacher and she won't be home from school yet. So the only deadline I've got is to get down to the ferry. So let's see, what have I got in terms of range? 277. Yeah, I'm going to use about 100. 36 minutes to 80. That's going to be okay. I'm going to use about 100 getting down to Portsmouth. So yeah, I'm going to get out of Dodge, I think, at about 65%. Okay. So I've been here 35 minutes. So the charging speed has dropped. Oh, it's 23 kilowatts now. At 66%, showing a range of 308 kilometers. So if I let it run to 20 kilowatt hours, I will pay £8.20 for that. I do about 7 kilometers per kilowatt hour, so it's 140 kilometers. It's 87 miles. For £8.20, and if I was doing 55 to the gallon in a super efficient, the best petrol diesel that you could expect, I'd get about 65 miles for £8.20. Sorry, it's all in my head, so I'm a bit tired. I might be wrong. So it's about 25% better, even paying 3-4 times the price. And I know there's people here in the UK who think they use Octopus and some of the other electric companies who are giving them 5p a kilowatt hour overnight. So Yeah, it's about 8 times cheaper than this. But anyway, we're on the road. It's all about convenience. And I'm just coming up to 20 kilowatt hours and I'm going to get out of here.